I'm sorry, gentlemen, that you didn't see reason. It's a pity. You only have yourselves to blame. And don't worry about your radio. By the time you've fixed it, I'll be miles away.
Piracy in Pacific. Longitude 24.
Piracy? And almost on our doorstep. What do you think of that, Mitch? Hey, Mike.
Yes, Jimmy? Okay, your end, Doc.
Most satisfactory, yes. Just a small adjustment.
I didn't know there were pirates these days. Did you, Mike?
I shouldn't have thought so. Why?
Well, the paper says there's at least one pirate on the loose. A man called Morgan.
Morgan. I wonder if he could be descended from the Morgan.
What's with this Morgan guy, anyway?
The paper says he's been roaming around the Pacific, holding up pleasure yachts, taking all their jewels and things.
Well, if people are idiotic enough to wear jewelry when they go yachting, they deserve to be relieved of it.
Well, that's a point of view, Doc. But I've got another which says Morgan shouldn't be allowed to get away with it. Any reason why he's not been caught yet?
Only that his boat's so fast, nothing can catch up with him.
Except maybe supercar, right? Charging one.
Roger, Mike.
Happy, Doc?
Indeed. The idea of capturing a descendant of Henry Morgan is intriguing, but
15,000.
the Pacific is a sizable piece of water, and I was wondering...
Charging two.
How do you propose to find Mr. Morgan?
13,000. 15,000. Fire one. Fire two. Well now, when you go shark fishing, you use bait, right?
True.
And I have an idea just what, or should I say who, we can persuade to be our bait.
Opening roof doors. Cutting over the manual.
Fine, Professor. Come and join us. All aboard. Full boost.
What is your plan, Mike? And who or what is the bait?
None other than Jason Monroe III, Professor.
The Jason Monroe III?
You mean the millionaire?
That's right. And if he'll cooperate, and I'm pretty sure he will, we should lure Black Morgan into our net.
Quite a big fish to catch, I should say, Mike.
If I know anything about Black Morgan, he won't be able to resist the Monroe millions.
Are we going to Mr. Monroe's yacht now, Mike?
Yep, and there she is. Hold on to your seats. We're going into a dive now. There you are, gentlemen. Your shark's somewhere out there. And V. Jason Monroe is your shark bait. It's great of you, Mr. Monroe. As soon as I read that you were coming down here fishing, I wondered if you'd do it for us.
We are grateful to you, sir, but do you realize the dangers involved?
V. Jason Monroe, Professor, is a man that's taken risks all his life, and he's tired of taking them in an office desk. If Mr. Morgan wants my ship, let him come and get it. You get a surprise. Yeah, he'll get a surprise, all right. And now, if you'll allow me, I'd like to go below and see what the big brains are up to.
What do you think, Dr. Beaker?
Well, I think all is well. According to the newspaper cuttings, this Black Morgan seems to operate, here. He probably has, a base somewhere on one of these islands. We should be in this area about noon today, with luck.
Lunchtime? It's nearly 10 in the morning now, Dr. Beaker. Hadn't we better get supercar in the water?
I think you're right, Jimmy.
Hi there. May I come in? You got it all figured out, Dr. Beaker?
Yes. We were just saying that it was about time to launch supercar. We must not be seen by Black Morgan before she's in the water.
Anything you say, gentlemen. You're the brains. I'm just the pretty shining lure. Or rather, these are.
You mean those are real, Mr. Monroe?
Sure they're real, boy. If you catch Mr. Morgan, there's no use handing him over to the police charged with stealing bits of glass, now is there?
But supposing something were to go wrong, my dear sir.
Well, between you, Mr. Mercury, and Supercar, I hardly think that'll happen. No, he'll never know what happened, Professor. Not when he suddenly gets a taste of that. Anyway, let's get her down under, huh?
All right, Mike, but keep at periscope depths until we're ready for action, or you'll lose radio contact.
Okay, Professor. Give him a call below and say we're ready.
Professor Popkis speaking. Ready to launch?
This is it. I'll leave you to it, Doctor. Pilot to console. Testing, testing. Pilot to console.
Consul here. Receiving you, pilot. Stand by to run up engines.
Roger. Charging port. 9, 11,000, 13,000, 15,000. Charging starboard. That's a wonderful machine you have there, Professor. Sort of a flying submarine, you might say.
We are all very proud of her.
Well, Professor, my money's riding on her, too. A lot of money. Starboard 15,000. Both running steady. Fire one. Wow, that was really something. Fire two. Lower away, Doc. We're ready to go.
Going down, then. Consul to pilot. Consul to pilot.
Pilot here.
Our course is 185 magnetic, speed 7 knots. Is that what you have?
Roger, 7 knots, 185. I'm following half a mile astern.
Consul to pilot. How is visibility?
Crystal clear, Doc. You want me to switch you through to Clearview?
Is that us?
That's the Argosy, boy. I'd know her lines anywhere. Seems kind of strange to see the ship you're on through the periscope of somebody else's craft.
Let us hope, sir, that the Argosy will soon be sighted by someone else again. Black Morgan.
Not much action going on down here. Wait, though.
You sighted something?
Well, in a way, yes. Something kind of fishy. And if you'd fixed me up with a harpoon gun instead of a bazooka, I might have caught us some supper. Hey, where are we, anyway?
Well, you could say we are in shark waters.
Well, are we sure we used enough ground bait? Well, we couldn't do any more. We talked it all around the California coast, how we were going pearl fishing and how I was carrying a load of jewels for some friends in Hawaii. Hey, what's little Mitch up to? You don't suppose he's spotted Black Morgan? There's a boat approaching, bearing 270 from my position. Hold it, I'll get it on Clearview for you.
Gee, do you think that's Black Morgan?
Well, now, boy, perhaps it is and perhaps it's not, but I feel something like a nibble.
Doesn't look much like a pirate ship to me.
Pilot here. Must say she looks pretty ordinary. Fast, of course, but I don't see any arms.
Any flag, Mike?
Can't tell from here.
Monroe and myself are going up on deck with a pair of glasses. Keep a track on her, Mike.
Roger. If that's Black Morgan, he's pretty well disguised.
Are you there, Consul?
Swapping lenses for a closer look.
Looks just like a little old fishing boat to me.
Changing to long focus.
That's him. Get on the radio to Hawaii, Doc, and give him our position.
This is Argosy calling Hawaii. Argosy calling Hawaii.
Yep, that's our boy. Looks like we got a bite after all.
Look out! It's shooting at us!
Ooh, some shooting. Looks like our shark turned out to be a tiger shark. And we got him by the tail.
Come in, Hawaii. Come in, Hawaii. Oh, it's no use, Jimmy. I fear that the explosion we had was our radio aerial disintegrating.
Don't worry, Dr. Beaker. Mike can handle him in supercar.
Hey, what happened, Doc? I saw him fire in your direction.
The main aerial, I fear.
Not bad. Just as well he doesn't know of...
Hey, tell Monroe to start the engines, pronto.
Of course, but why?
No buts, Doc. Take a look at that. You know what those are, Doc? Torpedoes.
Ahoy, Argosy! Heave to, or you go to the bottom.
Well, he's coming aboard, Professor. Black Morgan in person. That's what I call taking the bait in a big way.
I only hope Dr. Beaker and Jimmy can deal with the electronic equipment down below before he has a chance to see it.
I can see him. He's coming in fast. Guess you'd better get Operation Eye Patch underway. I have to sign off now.
Roger, Mike. We'll call you again when he's gone.
Now what, Dr. Beaker?
Well, it would never do to have Mr. Morgan know about supercar, would it, my dear fellow? Or about this consul.
But he's bound to come down here.
Precisely. So?
Do you think we ought to pipe him aboard?
What a temptation. If I came blasting out of the water just behind him, he'd be up that ladder like a rocket. Still, we gotta catch him with the loot.
Now remember, Professor, leave the Outrage Dignity Act to me.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Henry Morgan, otherwise Black Morgan, at your service. Mr. V, Jason Monroe of the Argosy, I believe.
That's my name, sir. May I ask what you're doing with an armed boat in the Pacific?
What do you think I'm doing, fishing? Haven't you heard of Black Morgan?
Well, maybe I have. But what do you want with me? I carry nothing of value.
No? Don't fool me. I'm well informed. You have 100 grand in jewelry in a safe in your cabin, and I've come to get it.
I wish I could dive a few feet and get the top of the periscope under. But I gotta see when Black Morgan leaves the Argosy. And without radio contact with Beaker, this baby is all I have. Now, let's take a look the other way. Now, that's what I call a really up-to-date pirate. Light naval guns, machine guns, and torpedoes. It's a long way from cannon and round shot, that's for sure.
Now, don't play any tricks, or I'll use this.
I take your point, sir.
He's here, Dr. Beaker. Black Morgan.
Precisely. I look forward to meeting him.
This is the cabin.
Very nice. Very nice. Who are your guests?
Professor Popkiss, Dr. Beaker, and Mr. James Gibson. This gentleman is Mr. Henry Morgan, alias Black Morgan.
What does he want?
Oh, great heavens! A pirate!
Gee, Dr. Beaker, don't overdo it.
Sure, I'm a pirate. Have you been trying to use the radio?
Ah, yes. Oh, just a small, ordinary ship's radio. But the aerial doesn't seem to work.
No, no, it doesn't. Mr. Morgan here shot it away. Didn't you hear it?
No. Oh, yes. I believe I did hear something.
Just the same, I'll take a look. Just to make sure.
Oh, I wouldn't, Mr. Morgan. We can get through.
Yes, we tried Hawaii, and they don't answer.
I said I'd make sure. Oh! What the? Oh! Oh, a monkey! Careful, you! Don't try any more monkey tricks, you ape! Now then, Monroe. Open up.
Now, hold on, sir. How do you know I won't open the throttles instead and take you to Hawaii? Your men can't sink us with you on board.
Sure, Monroe. I thought of that. You're not armed, and I am. So you won't touch me. Come on. The safe.
Oh, well. There.
Thank you.
Quit stalling and get going. Should have been off Argosy and away by now. It's kind of chilly down here. Ah, there we are.
Thanks for the jewels, Mr. Monroe. I'll wish you a happy fishing trip.
You won't get away with this, Morgan.
You think not? Now, in case you thought of chasing me...
I know, you've got your torpedoes. We saw them.
Torpedoes, yes. And they've got electronic warheads. So they'll home on anything from a range of up to 5 miles. Homing torpedoes? That is interesting. I'm glad you think so, Professor. And don't try to examine them at close range. If you start coming near, I'll blow you sky high.
What was all that about the electric torpedoes, Professor?
Well, it means he's well up to date. If his torpedoes have electric homing heads, then he can do just what he says. Sink us from almost any range he wants.
Consul to pilot. Consul to pilot.
Hello, Consul. That you, Dr. Beaker?
Consul here. Beaker speaks. Ready when you are, Mike. Our visitor has gone.
That's good enough for me, Doc. Here I come.
Remember to lower the periscope, pilot, or the air drag will hold you back too much.
Now hold it a minute, Dr. Beaker. There's a snag.
Tell Mike he's got homing torpedoes. If he gets one off, we are sunk. Literally.
Homing torpedoes? Well, now who's a fool? Consul to pilot. Oh, no good. The screen's blank. He must have retracted the periscope already. That means we can't talk to him until he breaks surface.
Black Morgan, here I come.
Black Morgan's sure to see him as soon as he comes out of the water.
And the odds are he'll loose a torpedo at us without waiting to inquire what goes on.
Yes. Let me see. If we rewired that...
Dr. Beaker, didn't you hear? We've got to stop Mike from surfacing.
What? Oh, that would be quite impossible. I fear he is already on his way.
Control set for change from water to air. Speed 35 knots. 40 knots. 50 knots.
$100,000 in a single haul. And they'll never catch me, not now.
There she blows.
He's surfaced, Beaker. Call him right away.
Dr. Beaker,
What?
Mike's come out. Get him on the intercom.
And hurry, Beaker. If Black Morgan spots him, we may as well abandon ship as quickly as we can.
Oh, by all means. Consul to pilot. Come in, pilot.
Hello, Consul. Mike here. I'm closing fast, but he's got quite a lead. He must be about 3 miles away from you by now.
Consul to pilot. Try not to let him see you.
Now here's this, Mike. He mustn't see you. His torpedoes have got electronic homing heads, and he can hit us up to a range of 5 miles or more.
Oh, has he? That's a darned awkward thing. I'll throttle back and hope he hasn't seen me.
What's this? A plane? They wouldn't dare. They're after me, all right. Torpedoes, away! Course 03. Fire 1-2.
Too late. I think he spotted me. I'm climbing.
What in the name of Long John Silver is that thing?
He's fired a torpedo. I can see its track. And it's headed your way, fast.
See, he's 4 miles off. Torpedo speed 30 knots. That gives us several minutes grace.
Several minutes?
I suggest we use him to abandon ship. He's bound to hit us.
Yeah, now, put a few 100 volts across the anode, so... oh, dear me. Now, that's all right.
What's he doing?
Beaker!
Jamming.
Jamming?
Yes. Here, throw this wire out of the window. We need an aerial.
Argosy, can you hear me? Argosy, get off! Abandon ship, fast! Monroe! Jumping Jehoshaphat is gonna hit us!
There now. We're quite all right now.
I'm glad to hear you say so, Beaker. I wish I had your confidence.
What have you done, Dr. Beaker?
Well, if I've worked everything out all right, we should be jamming the radio homing head on the torpedo so that it will go astray and not hit us.
Hey, that torpedo, it's gone haywire. I don't believe it. What have you done to it? It's gonna miss you by miles.
Ah, yes. Satisfactory. Most satisfactory.
Oh, Beaker has jammed it, Mike.
Good for him. Now to settle the score with friend Morgan. Here I go.
I don't know who you are, baby, but I'll get you.
Oh, no, you don't.
Dead on target. Fire!
All right, Mr. Henry Morgan, alias Black Morgan, if that's the way you want it. I'm coming in now. Go get him, boy. Okay, my turn now. Left rudder a little. Steady.
Fire!
Steady, I only need one shot. Fire! Got him!
Got him below the waterline. He'd better abandon ship.
Before his torpedoes blow. Well, Mr. Henry Morgan, Jr., I'd say that finishes your career as a pirate. Anything to say before we hand you over to the authorities?
It's a pity we're on opposite sides, Mike Mercury. I could have used a guy like you in my racket. Boy, what a team. You and Supercar.
Supercar, supercar, with beauty and grace, as swift as can be. Watch it flying through the air. It travels in space or under the sea, and it can journey anywhere. Supercar, supercar. It travels on land or roams the skies, through the heavens' stormy rage. It's Mercury manned and everyone cries, it's the marvel of the age. Supercar, supercar, supercar!